this is part 2 of our found footage Q&A. Apologies for those of you who don't like found footage, but many of you have unsubscribed already because every time I put one up, you fuck off, don't you?
This is not a good start, Paul. This is not a good start.
They're used to it by now. But for the rest of you who have been enjoying the lost footage, those of you who have just discovered found footage, and those of you who remember it from old, this is for you. This is the more questions that I'm answering.
More questions. The first question is from Lee McCormick McCat, and Lee states, the intro to this is what I imagine the inside of your head sounds like.
Maybe, maybe not. You'll never know.
Mystery.
You ain't getting in my head, Lee. So-called Lee.
Fluxmarsh asks, are you all okay?
Yeah. I got arsey earlier, didn't I?
You're in a bad mood.
Well, it started because that on Twitter annoyed me. Which doesn't always. I don't generally...
Oh, no. The main thing that annoyed you.
The main thing...
Oh, my God.
It's like... I had a really nice pie that I was looking forward to. We'd gone for this bloody walk. And I was hungry. And I came back and I cooked a pie and then I dropped it on the floor. And
the only time he ever gets angry is when it's food related. You do not mess with his food.
There you go, you heard it.
I mean,
the only time I get angry.
He broke a plate.
Okay, no, that sounds like I just went insane.
Not at any... Well, you kind of did. You threw a plate on the floor in anger.
Well, it was in my hand.
And it was in your hand before you threw it.
I threw it. I thought it was going to hit the rug.
He thought the plate was going to bounce.
I didn't throw it. I sort of threw it, dropped it. Like, kind of just like let go of it. And it smashed.
Kind of like that.
Well, not
like in that throwing motion. Okay, yeah, not in an aggressive...
This is all bad stuff for people to hear about me.
Okay, all right.
Loads of people already think I'm aggressive.
No, cancel and delete it.
And angry. I don't really want them knowing this. Because loads of them already think I'm a big aggressive psychopath.
Oh, no. Well, okay, you can cut this bit out. The point I was making is you only get angry when it's about food, when it's some of your favourite food or food you've been looking forward to gets ruined. That's literally the only time I've ever seen you get into such a state. And it didn't last long. It was only...
Yeah, we're all on edge. We're all kind of a bit...
Are you all okay? Guess not. Guess the answer to that is
we're all a
not
bit
really.
Up and down, aren't we, a bit at the moment, I think?
Yeah, I think everyone is.
Understandably. More to the point, are you okay? Yes. And is everyone at home okay? That's the main thing. It's not really. We're the main thing. You're, as much as I love our viewers, you're more important to me than them.
Oh my God. This is how he amuses himself.
You're my wife. If any of them think they're as important to me as you are, they're out of their minds.
This has gone off the rails. It's gone completely off the rails. It was one simple question. Are you all okay?
Not even about found footage.
Not even about found footage.
Right, move on. If the next one's not about found footage, just read out their name.
Christabel Goujon wants to know where their Goujons are that they ordered in 1988.
It's about found footage, but it's a
That's
whimsical...
about found footage.
It's a whimsical question.
Found footage. I can't even speak anymore.
I'm here for the facts, for the insight.
You can't handle the facts.
Exactly, they can't. They want whimsy, and they're not getting it today because I dropped my pie.
So, is everybody hungry for Goujons?
Andrew Schonenberger asks, where do you acquire resources to make these visions of madness besides Fiverr?
Lots of places. Some of them I pay for. Adobe stock I'll start that again. Adobe stock I'm subscribed to because I have Photoshop and things legally. I subscribe to a website called Storyblocks, which is good, which has loads of sort of stock video. Where are you going?
Oh, Penny was coming.
Oh, that's got to change the sound. The cat's here, everyone.
Penny's here.
Storyblocks I have for video footage. Pardon me. There's also lots of free sites. YouTube has a good sound effects library, has a good free music library. Melody Loops, I have to pay for that, but they do good royalty-free music. Cat's scratching the rug. If you hear that noise in the background, it's the cat scratching the rug, which it shouldn't be doing.
Here she is.
pexels.com. Do you know what? I might just put, while I'm rambling about this, just put some of them up on the screen now, because I can't think. Because we already did this once already, and I didn't have the sound turned on. So
you could list them in
I'll list them in the
description.
The ones that I use. Freesound.org, that's another one that's good for sound effects. Yeah.
Okay. Reversible Sedgwick.
Check this out. Look.
Ta-da!
It says the Sedgwick. The Sedgwick. It's here. That was a Digitiser reference that I got into My Parents Are Aliens, and I stole that from the set. I didn't steal it. I asked if I could have it. Versatile Sedgwick asks, yes?
If a deep-pocketed TV commissioner offered you a spin-off series from only one of the sketches, which would you want it to be?
I don't think I would. Because apart from the fact that I know a lot of people have sort of said, pitch found footage or something similar to commissioners. Who in this country, who in the UK would commission it? No one. It's they don't make shows like that anymore. So, and also they don't make shows like that by men who are nearly 50.
But it's okay, because most people these days, I mean, maybe not most people, but a lot of people these days watch YouTube.
Yeah, I would like a bigger budget, and that would be nice, and not to be coming out of my own pocket, and actually be able to make some income out of it would be nice. It's not my main reason for doing it, but to be able to build, as I think I said in the other video, sets and things.
Yeah,
but cool. I think it works as a it's the pace of it, and it's the for me it works less well. Apart from Manorak, it works less well when the sketches are too long. Like that's one of the things I'd possibly go back and change. Is I'd make all the sketches shorter. There's in the latest episode, there's the omelette ant sketch, which is I think about 2.5 minutes, but it kind of works for me because it halfway through it veers off into the mysterious hole, so to speak, and that's okay. It becomes a sort of slightly different sketch. But I don't think any of them you can really take out and make their own thing. Maybe a Goujon John series, but he's enormous on YouTube now. So
I think Manorak would work.
Actually, yeah, maybe a Manorak. You can't sustain that over a whole series. Come on,
you could find a way to sustain it.
It's a one joke idea. That
Manorak's
would not
Mysteries.
Work. No, it would not work. I have no desire to make a Manorak TV series about a man who can turn into an anorak.
And his arch enemy, Man Bag. The man who turns into a bag.
It's really funny.
It's so funny.
God, could that have been any more whiny? Watch my show, it's really funny. Watch my film food, it's really funny.
Okay, next question. CFZ John Downs.
John!
Hello.
John from the Centre for Tea and Zoology, who is a very good friend of mine. Monster Hunter. I keep banging my feet on the floor. That ain't going to be good. And I get excited.
Oh.
That's what I do when I get excited. I go...
He does it all day long.
Yeah. Right, what does John want? He's got a whimsical question, hasn't he?
John would like to know why orange jam is called marmalade.
John, it's not a found footage question, much as I love you. Move on.
Okay. Jodie Harper would like to know, do you write the script first or put the footage together first?
It's a bit of both. For the people that I hire off Fiverr, or Ashens, for instance, who did the voiceover in a recent episode, they'll obviously get a script. I can't just ask them to make it up on the fly. But with all of it, I try to just kind of get raw materials together. So whether that's someone's voiceover or whatever, most of it comes together in the edit. Again, another reason why it would be very hard to pitch to a broadcaster, because they like stuff written down. Tell us what you're going to do. I can't. Because I don't know until I start doing it a lot of the time. Even though I'll get a vague idea, it will evolve during the edit. So yeah, it's a bit of both, Jodie.
This is an important question from Mr. S. What is the best accompaniment to a sausage roll?
Move on, Mr. S.
Ketchup.
man.
Although Bob Knob says Piccalilli, which I've never heard of, so curious.
Okay,
but
well,
I don't think anything could really
get a
beat
room,
ketchup.
you two, or a boat.
Okay.
It's Mr. S from the boat.
Oh, yeah, I know. But get a boat.
Get a boat, you two.
Boris asks, which was more fun to make, Digi or found footage?
Found footage.
That's a big laugh.
Well, because there's no comparison.
Very big laugh.
Found footage was an absolute joy to make. Digitiser the show was a headache. Bottom line.
It wasn't a headache, but it was just more like work, whereas found footage was more kind of just like mucking about, having fun.
Yeah. Digi the show felt like work, and it's been a weird one, Digitiser the show, because there's been a lot of in its wake. There's been a lot of I hesitate to say drama, but headaches that have sort of continued afterwards. Whereas found footage, we did it and it was just a joy, just from start to finish. Yeah, even when we did the Trojan Arse Protocol, the finale,
which was full on 2 days,
was
like
exhausting.
very, very long and exhausting.
But
2
I just
days.
felt euphoric.
But it was
afterwards.
just really cool.
And yeah, there was stressful stuff happened over those 2 days, and
yeah, but what an
personnel
experience.
issues. But yeah, it was a real experience, and that's what found footage felt like. You know,
and we got to do things like go on a speedboat, go in the empty hospital.
Yeah, hang out in nuclear bunker. Thank you, Stephen Baker, for watching.
That was amazing. We had such a great day that day.
Thank you, Dave Cully, for the speedboat day.
Yes.
And
Dave Cully for Dave's garage for Manorak, for the fight scene in Manorak.
Yeah, even though Manorak was
the fight scene, the plastic
it's
bag
so
fighting with a man.
We keep talking about Manorak because we watched it.
We
the
watched
other night.
it. Yeah.
My main memory of Manorak was that it never lived up to what I had in my head, apart from the speedboat.
It exceeded what I had in my head.
But
I loved it.
Somehow it works that it looks like it's been written and made by a 5-year-old. But they're adults who are in it. It's like,
I love it.
Yeah, it's great. It was really unpopular, that episode. I remember at the time people didn't like it. People felt Manorak went on too long and they were whingers. But yeah, looking back on it, that's great. That's a good script. That's Jodie. Jodie who asked the other question. All of Manorak was scripted. Well, I've forgotten what the question was.
Which was more fun to make, Digi or found footage?
Yeah, found footage is just, and I still look on it fondly. Whereas Digi, I kind of slightly recoil when I think about Digitiser the show. I hope in years to come I feel different about that. But
I think it was good. It was all right to
I'm
make.
proud of it. I'm proud of the end result.
Yeah, it was just an incredibly a lot of work.
Incredible amount of work.
Incredible amount of work.
And stressful.
Yeah, a bit stressful.
Yeah, it was. And it was my first time on camera, really. And so that, on top of producing and kind of directing and just imagining what this thing was, I had to learn how to be a bloody presenter, which I've never wanted to be, but kind of felt I had to. So yeah, Digi, there was just a lot to deal with, whereas I'm much more comfortable behind the camera. Hence I'm sitting here now.
Okay. That question was from Boris. I don't know if I said that name. So the next question is from Hairbrained Geek, and it asks, how long did it take from having the ideas for Lost/Found footage to then actually producing it?
God, that's a good question. Well, the initial ideas, it was October, I think, we did the DigiFest videos. And then I put them out on YouTube, and Goujon John, people loved them. And it was then that I think or maybe people started saying, oh, you should do a series of this. And it hadn't crossed my mind. And then we didn't, I think, when did we launch the actual crowdfunding?
Was it
thing?
in March?
Yeah,
February or March.
So, really sort of I was making those videos sort of August, September, the initial videos, what's now online as the pilot. And then, the crowdfunding.
We kind of started straight away after the crowdfunding.
Yeah, so, and then it was just a case of coming up with the ideas prior to launching the Kickstarter of what the show actually was. Even then, I didn't fully know until I started making it. But Yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. It was also, 3-4 years ago. So,
But you kind of tend to have an idea and work on that idea, and meanwhile in the background the bigger vision is kind of tying itself together.
yes. It's not like, oh, I've had this idea for Star Wars and
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker's in it and Chewbacca and Darth Vader and all the rest of it. It isn't ever, there's never a eureka moment where it's sort of fully formed.
All right. IsoSpan asks, is there any significance to the 3 X's on xenox?
Yes, but I'm not going to explain it. Yeah, of course there's significance. Why would you spell anything like that? That's a weird spelling, isn't it?
It's a very weird spelling.
So, but I'm not going to say, because for me, the joy of it, the series, is the working out what it could all mean and filling in the blanks yourself. And that comes from Star Wars, funnily enough, which I was just talking about. Star Wars for me was better in a way, even though I do kind of love the reference books. I've never kind of gone in for the expanded universe stuff, really, the novels and all the rest of it. Because with me, for Star Wars, I love that there are gaps. So having it all explained, I think, would weaken it. And in some respects, I think that does happen with Star Wars these days. So I think, and so found footage is kind of almost the ultimate expression of that. It's not even kind of linear in a traditional sort of way. It's full of holes, deliberately, mysterious ones. But if you want to discuss them, Brannigan's Vortex on Facebook, the group that got set up, they all think I'm far cleverer than I actually am. Because when I talk about it being a puzzle, for me, it's, as I say, it's a narrative, it's a story puzzle, not necessarily a literal puzzle. But there are kind of things in there that you can decipher and look up if you're so inclined. It's part of the fun of it. Come on, you're all in lockdown. You've got nothing better to do. Go back over it.
Alternate worlds. Aggressive corporate expansion had led to war.
Yes.
The Man Spider asks, what was the inspiration behind the Tea Prancer, and should I invite him in if approached?
No, don't invite him in.
Don't invite
the
him
inspiration,
in.
I don't know. I just have the ideas. I mean, that's, it's like the old classic, where do you get your ideas? Well, my brain comes up with them. And the word prance is funny because I particularly, after I saw it on going through the TV, there's a show in America called So You Think You Can Prance.
It's brilliant. That is
So you
brilliant. I
think
need
you
to.
can
I need to
prance.
see this show.
And prancing, as
I mean,
found out.
just that name, it's like sold.
Yeah, disappointingly, it's a type of dance. It's a prance.
Oh, it's not people
kind
like
of-
prancing around,
No,
sort of showing off
that
and
in my
stuff.
head, that's what it is. You prance
Someone needs to
around.
make that. So you think you can prance with like prancing around show offs?
So that it was the combination of that. The tea. I don't know where these things come from. It's a funny combination of words. So much of my humour, if you look at it, is about the combination of two words together that I find funny. Tea Prancer, Goujon John.
Tea.
Goujon John, because I like the rhythm of it. John. Goujon John. Turts and Fans.
Turts and fans.
Swan Talc.
I forgot about Swan Towel.
Whimsy Rogers. Look how many things I have that are just a combination of two words that I found funny.
Daniel May has 2 questions.
Sex Frog.
I'm sorry?
Sex Frog. There's another one.
Oh, it's got nothing to do
Sorry.
with Daniel
No,
May.
What was he saying?
Question 1. Where do you even find those old clips?
May have explained that, but look on archive.org if you want to find them. I just go on there, but I'm probably stopping doing that because everyone gets smart alecky and goes, "Who is that from? Oh, I know what that is." Good for you. I didn't.
Question 2.
I'm so horrible.
Let's move right on.
I'm a horrible man.
Question 2. Just let it go. Question 2. Where do you source the radiophonic style 80s sound effects, such
now
as
that-
those used for Party Phantoms?
Party Phantoms. Well, no, Chris Jordan Cook has done some for me. The Weird Monkeys thing, the hybrids, as I called it. Chris Jordan Cook wrote that and performed it. I say this a lot, I know, when I talk about Chris, but for me, he's as much a part of found footage as I am. He really is.
For sure. It wouldn't be found footage without Chris.
It's as much Chris's as mine, really. He's a genius, and funny, and he can be funny in music, but also he's just so talented. So the crazy kind of Boards of Canada style music over that Monkeys thing he's done, and I've asked him to do some more, because I kind of want to do something slightly different with the next episode, but it might be the one after. Anyway, we'll see. So, but where did I get it? The freesounds.org, I think. I did a search for vintage synths and ones that were Creative Commons, so I don't have to credit anyone. But I've got myself a synthesizer app on my iPad. I'm going to have a go at doing some of my own as well.
Oh,
so we'll see, because I love that warm, but kind of weird and off kilter 70s sort of synth noise.
Yeah, I love it too. And perfect next question from Michael Scally. What's the favourite song you've composed for found footage?
Well, I don't compose the songs. I write the words and come up with a sort of idea, but Chris sings them. Although he didn't do the song about being sterile recently. That was someone on Fiverr. But Chris does all the music, plays all the instruments, sings all the words. We're hoping we might get some other people to sing some of the songs. Chris and I are talking about that at the moment, get some different vocalists on there. Suze Kempner, she's probably not watching this, why would she? But I wouldn't mind getting her trying to sing a song.
Oh yeah, she's got an awesome voice.
We talked to Ashens about it as well, but he says he can't sing, but he said he'd give it a go anyway.
He could talk
rhythmically. We're going to try writing a song specifically for Ashens to talk it, because he has got a good voice.
Yeah.
So I can't remember what the question was. My favourite
song.
Favourite probably is going to have to be The Ballad of Sir Clive, which I know is a lot of people's favourites, because it's legitimately a great song. But on top of that, it tells a story, which I think is great. And then currently I love the Don't Be Racist song, which for
Just Be Really Nice.
Just Be Really Nice, which was in the latest episode, because for me it's the perfect kind of collision of my words, Chris's music and performance. Even his sort of comedy performance in it is just brilliant. And I was worried when I sent it to him, because although I'm quite woke, Chris is really woke, and I was hoping he would get what the song was kind of saying, and then wouldn't kind of see it as sort of making fun of people who say don't be racist, which it wasn't. It's more, I don't want to explain it, but it's about people who just don't think they can save the world with one song, and that'll do. Done it now, world saved. Or, for instance, I'm not going to say it. You know what I'm thinking. No, you don't. Fine,
I don't.
Anyway, so let's, at the moment, Ballad of Sir Clive always, then probably second at the moment, the Don't Be Racist song.
I love Musk as well.
Musk is good, but it is a parody of a Fleetwood Mac song.
Still a good song.
Yeah. Molyneux as well.
Molyneux.
Although I can barely take credit for that, because I didn't really write any words other than I said to Chris,
the complex lyrics.
Yeah, write a song that sounds a bit like sort of Radio Gaga, but just all the words are Molyneux. Which is quite a funny idea now I say it out loud. Yeah.
All right. I need help pronouncing the name. Is it Sapphiro Wolf or Sephiroth Wolf? Is that how you say it? In my head, I've always said Saphiro Wolf, which is completely wrong.
It's a
anyway,
fantasy reference, I believe.
He asks, how exactly did Sting get cursed to forever be forced to play games involving coprovorism? He said he can't remember the actual word. I don't even know.
Poo eating.
What? Oh, okay. Alternatively, what did Alan Titchmarsh do to get banned from Geemart? And when will a Gaylord live action movie be made?
Okay, these are all, I'm glad you've engaged with it. It's all a fiction.
A fiction.
A fiction. It's a work of fiction.
Fiction.
However, it does give me an opportunity to shout out to David Heslop, who was the voice of Sting. And hopefully, I haven't contacted you yet, David, if you're watching this, but I will. We will do a new episode with Sting in it again.
Oh, I love Sting.
The Sting stuff. It just
Sting's
cracks me
brilliant.
up. There's just something funny about Sting sitting down to play a video game anyway.
Yeah.
That somehow
That
is
in itself
funny.
is enough.
Because it's Sting. I couldn't imagine him playing solitaire or something. That's funny. And then for the game to then him discover that it's always all about poo.
Poor Sting.
It's
What
like
he
him
has to
getting
put
annoyed
up
by it.
with.
Because I suspect Sting doesn't find poo funny. Or, like many of our viewers.
Let's,
Judging from the way this is.
let's not go down that road.
Again, I find it funny when other people don't find something funny.
You do.
Yeah.
Jean Helpman asks, how would you describe the smell of Eli Silverman?
Okay.
That's not a found footage.
Thank you, Sanya. Move on.
Hat Fox asks, when will you teach us the mysteries of the hot cones?
Okay, it's a fiction. Move on.
Mr. S asks, is toast better as a
Mr.
verb
S.
or a noun?
No, get a boat.
Noun.
Move on.
Scott House asks, or states, I can't wait for the oily boy to win that Crestling championship.
Good, right, move on.
Simon Bolden asks, do you know if any of the technological luminaries are aware about the respect-filled songs about them?
Well, that's good. We've done Saklai.
Respect-filled
We've done
songs.
Saklai.
I like that.
Wozniak. David
Yeah.
Braben. Musk. And now Zuckerberg. Another good song. Occasionally, they will get tagged. I mean, David Braben got tagged on Twitter a lot after Digitiser
Poor
Live.
David Braben.
Talking of poo, yeah, the song David Braben did a poo.
I'm sure he would have loved to know that he did a poo.
So that, yeah, they get tagged. Wozniak's been tagged. In fact, shortly after the Wozniak song came out, my mate Giles, hello Giles, if you're watching this, we'll hopefully see each other eventually. He was on a plane with Wozniak. He sent me a photo of him. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they actually know. Oh, Molyneux we've done as well, of course, so that's not really a song about him.
Okay, Matt Struley asks, A, how much cheese do you need to consume before bed to imagine these things?
Move on,
and two,
Matt.
will Goujon John have his own computer game?
No.
No?
Well, I don't think so.
Why
Because that would
not?
mean I'd have to get involved with voiceover P and probably give him some money
That's all
to have his
right.
likeness in it. Might be a Venus video game coming up.
Oh,
That's not even a joke.
we'll leave it at that.
I'm not meant to know about it, but
Okay. Joseph Brett asks, is there a master document of the Lost Found Footage universe?
Oh, he asked this on the
Oh,
other one.
okay, we've answered that in another
Yeah.
video. Oh, it's Tully! Yay! Finley asks, is found footage your main your life's main purpose?
no, my wife and children are my
Ah,
life's purpose.
right answer.
No,
Seeing as I'm sitting right here.
It's my favourite hobby, though.
Yes, that's true. Stay at home snake says, I love this kind of shit, weird as hell and so creative. The skill in editing, that is impressive.
Thank you.
The skill in editing.
That's not a
that is
question,
impressive.
though.
That's not a question,
But thank you. I think
but it's a
I
nice,
thanked him
a
already on
nice
Twitter.
statement. You did. Mr. Medical Quarantine Forcefield says, I'm only reading these as I get to them, so I don't know
Hey,
whether
I've
they're
answered
questions
this
or...
on Twitter. Move on.
Oh, you've answered that. Okay, sorry. And Rob Bobble Parker asks, out of all your creative ideas that you filmed, what was the most difficult to pull off?
Well, in some respects, Digitiser the show. But that was mainly from the editing standpoint, because I really didn't know how to edit something like that. So that... I don't know.
Manorak was pretty tricky because we had to get
Yeah.
the ghost in there. The
Manorak
sound...
didn't turn out how I wanted, but now with hindsight, I'm glad it looks so terrible, because
Yeah.
it really is.
I mean, we'd
Makes it
really never
funnier.
done anything like that before, and then we were filming
was
outside
our first day
on a
of
little
filming.
on a little camera.
It's our
And-
first day of filming
yeah,
Manorak.
yeah.
Yeah, it was all filmed on like an iPhone, that I think, wouldn't it?
No, it wasn't an iPhone. It was our little G7X.
Oh,
but we didn't
no,
have like any
the gimbal
external
stuff was an iPhone.
Yes. Yeah.
So a lot of it was filmed on an iPhone. Yeah, we didn't have a clue what we were
I still
doing.
love how it turned out.
Yeah, it's
I mean, crisper
ridiculous.
sound would have been nice, but
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool.
Yeah. So found footage in its own way was a challenge, but it kind of didn't matter because we weren't trying to make any of it look slick.
The Trojan Horse protocol was quite a challenge.
That for me. It feels like it was a time challenge, fitting in something that ambitious into 2 days, which we didn't fit it all in because I ended up having to go back to the hotel room that night and rewrite everything for the next day because I knew we weren't going to get it all filmed. I'd love to do that again over the course of a week.
Yeah, we would have needed about a week to do that.
Yeah. So yeah, I think, but really thinking, looking back, Digitiser the show, the editing for that was just hellish. It was really tough. Getting the grade right, and it's really, getting the grade right, getting the sound right, and it's like I'd really never done anything like that. And then, it's like I'm out of my depth here, and then you kind of get all the comments going, this looks and sounds shit. And it's like, it's the equivalent of drowning and loads of people standing on the shore going, oh, look at that idiot, he can't swim. Throw rocks at him, he's an idiot. That's what it's like.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what it was like.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Hopefully the sound's better on this episode, but
we don't know.
This is not my job, really. I'm doing it for a bit of fun for you. For you.
Okay.
Horrible man.
Violins. Last question from RPJ.
Is it the last one?
I think so.
Show more replies.
Oh, there's more. There's more. Now I've lost where I was up to. RPJ Rawlings asks, what do Goujon Johns taste like and what's the best dip for them?
It's in the show. They taste
Ketchup.
bad. Poupon is the best dip.
Ketchup.
It's in the show. No, it isn't. It's Goujon Poupon. Also,
Poupon
please
ketchup.
don't comment saying I've got a coupon for Goujon John's Goujon Poupon because I've had that for 4 years now.
That's a lot of coupons.
Yeah, or anything
That's
else
a lot
that
of
rhymes
coupon.
with, or any other comments that rhyme with Goujon, Poupon, or coupon.
What else rhymes?
I've literally had them all.
Coupon,
I
poupon.
don't
What
know.
else rhymes
I'm just
with it?
cutting them. I'm just cutting it in the bud here because I've had enough.
Okay. Next question. Daniel O'Connor would like to know what is wrong with your brain in a good way.
You answer that one, wife. You answer that. You answer that. No. Did you do a little burp then?
No, didn't sound like
Yeah,
it.
it did.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm not answering that.
He said in a good way.
Well, you answer it. You married me. What's wrong with me in a good way?
There's no way I can answer that.
Oh, well, that sounds like you're avoiding the question.
I am.
Why?
I can't come up with an answer to that. That's too big of a question.
Oh.
What would you like me to say?
It's
Which is a way of getting him to answer it.
No, I don't know. What's wrong with my brain? It's probably wired wrong, isn't it?
No, I wouldn't say it's wired wrong. I'd say it's wired differently.
Yeah,
It's a good brain.
It makes
it's
weird.
a fast brain.
It is too fast.
It's a very, very fast brain.
Way too fast.
And my poor little brain is there kind of like limping along on crutches trying to keep up.
That's not true.
It is true. And he's like 5 miles ahead.
Yeah, it
But,
makes weird
yeah.
connections, but makes them very quickly.
Yeah.
My biggest issue with that is once I get an idea, I struggle to abandon it.
That was Turts and Fants, wasn't
Yeah.
it? There was an
have
swan
to make it
paint.
happen.
You had that with swan paint as well.
Yeah.
Oh, remember that year we had that swan sitting out on the deck
No, we did.
for about 6 months. It's a weird painted swan.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh,
So I don't know. You lot tell me.
I think it's what is right with your brain.
Yeah. I don't know.
Next question.
You lot answer it. I can't answer it. And that's not asking. That's not fishing for compliments.
There's not really a way to answer
I'm
it
not-
though,
yeah.
is there?
I'm not fishing for compliments.
Okay.
But if you want to compliment me, that's nice.
I'm not fishing
why
for
don't- Why don't you
compliments.
compliment me for once instead of my wife?
I'm not
Why
fishing
don't you compliment me instead of her?
Not fishing for compliments. Just cast the net out.
Yeah.
And if you want to swim into the net with a compliment, that's fine. Is that more like it?
That sounded really mean-spirited.
No comment.
Of
Oh
course-
no, I didn't mean it.
No,
I didn't mean
what
that
I said.
mean-spirited.
What I said sounded mean-spirited.
Oh,
Yeah.
What?
Of course,
You want-
continue complimenting my
it's
wife.
okay. It's
But,
fine.
you know, maybe don't say lewd things. Oh, God, shut up.
Yeah, let's
This
move
is
on.
what's wrong with my brain.
Let's move on from that. Because I get all embarrassed.
Carry on.
Um,
We must be near the end now.
yes, we are.
Of our lives.
Mr. Neanderthals. No, I got that wrong. I don't know why I read it that way. The Neanderthals ask, is it more than one person? How much fat could a fat sow if a fat sow could sow fat?
Move on.
That was good. Seriously, sorry, I'm proud of myself because I hadn't even read the whole
Very
sentence.
proud of you. Well done.
Even though I got it wrong at the end.
Well done.
Sven Schnitzel
Good name.
asks, who or what in
Yes.
who or what in the blue fuck is Lord Brannigan?
He's the he is or was the Lord and CEO of Xenox.
There you go. How much?
And it's also technically Lord Brannigan 7. So
Oh
you
yeah,
can,
you have to always remember the 7.
yeah.
Who's Lord Brannigan 6?
That's the
Will we
question.
ever find out who Lord Brannigan's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0 were or are or will be? How much fat could a fat sow sow if fat sow could sow fat?
We're at the end, aren't we?
Oh, it would be
right,
so
that was an
fat.
epic.
Okay.
But
Thank you
all
everyone for your questions.
Those of you who've made it this far.
Yes, if you have made it this far.
Um,
That was a
we'll
marathon.
be back with another video soon that isn't to do with found footage. You'll all be glad to hear. But before that goes out, I'll probably put another episode of found footage out. So fuck all of you.
Oh.
That's it. End.